Welcome to Shediac, New Brunswick. This is the Acadian home to the annual Shediac Lobster Festival with midway rides and concerts and lots of opportunities to sample seafood. And of course, it's along the north coast region of the province with warm saltwater beaches and beautiful, beautiful scenery. I'm going to show you how I spent a few days in the area enjoying the Lobster Festival, the quaint city, and exploring nearby too to see Aboiteau Beach and Cape Jourimain. Just 30 minutes from Moncton on the coast of the Northumberland Strait, it's very charming with beautiful summer weather. While I was in town, I stayed at Hotel Shediac, which is the main hotel in the area, although you can find a number of inns and B&Bs too. The hotel has a restaurant, pool, and it's well kept and modern. There's also a great little cafe to start your day and get snacks and treats and of course coffee too. I ended up staying at the hotel twice, so I actually had two different rooms, and they were both excellent with comfortable beds and nice furnishings, and the hotel is very central. So here's a peek at both rooms. You can kind of see that they're a little bit different, but they're all the same and they all have the same great vibe and stylings. Shediac's Central Park is right around the corner from the hotel, and it's where you'll find some of the events for the Lobster Festival that take place throughout the run of the festival. Otherwise, you can easily walk the main street for restaurants and bars and shopping and treats. Hallie's is definitely recommended for ice cream. I spent 3 days at the Lobster Festival, and that's where I went on midway rides and played some games. And there's a restaurant that serves all kinds of seafood as well as beer and wine. And there's entertainment throughout the day with performers as well as concerts in some of the evenings. It's very easy to come here and spend the afternoon right into an evening. You can easily spend the whole day. And there's something for just about everyone of all ages, especially some of the really special dining opportunities. Among all the special events you'll find at the event, you'll also see the Lobster Roll Challenge, where maritime chefs compete to see who can take home the bragging rights to say that they made the best lobster roll. It was really fun to see, and on top of that, I even learned some cooking tips.
Have access. It's that fresh seawater. It's well balanced. They live in it. So you cover all your lobster. Make sure you cover all your lobsters. And I used to boil mine pound and a quarter for about 18 minutes at a soft boil. Soft boil. I call it a champagne boil. And once they're cooked, you take that second pot and you transfer your cooked lobster in that second pot, which is cold seawater. And what that does, it fringes the meat off the shell. So you can get your meat as old as possible. Leave them there 10 minutes, no Maine lobster there.
Competitors come from all over New Brunswick, PEI, and Nova Scotia, and the year that I was there, Chef Jordan Holden from Atelier Tony in Dieppe won, and it was really cool just to see the whole vibe here. There was also Aboiteau Ristorante and Summerside Lobster Carnival also came in second and third. I'd say it's just a great opportunity to see some cool, friendly competition, and of course, afterwards you're going to want to head out and try some lobster rolls because really, is there such a thing as a bad lobster roll? I wouldn't say so in New Brunswick, personally. A number of evenings have special ticketed events, and that includes the big Corks and Claws event with chefs preparing unique lobster dishes that you can try, paired alongside wines, which was delicious. And one of my favorite things, though, is the big concerts. Les Hey Babies performed, as did Les Saubarbe, and they blew the roof off the tent. It was just the most epic night of French Acadian music. The next day, the festival also had their market in the park where you can try lots of local foods and pick up local products and hang out with this amazing community, which is one of the big highlights. But my favorite event had to be La Grande Table on the main street. The festival closes the street for a big, huge table where everyone sits and eats lobster together. And it's this amazing, amazing sense of community. I met a lovely French couple from the area, and we chatted about our favorite fiddle music, and the lobster was fantastic. Okay, so that's only the third time in my life that I've had lobster. But what an event to do it at, where you're sitting across the table from a bunch of people just hanging out, having lobster and talking. I met two amazing people from the area, two very Acadian people who shared such great stories. Sat amongst some other journalists, and we chatted and everything. It was what an amazing experience. And to shut down the street and sit here and talk and eat, it was amazing. Highly recommended for the festival if you're here. The two events I've had for the meals here have been amazing. Another evening, there was also a lobster eating competition, which was frankly very intense, and it's also hilarious when you look at the fact that the mascot is watching on in what I consider horror, perhaps, and there were more performers who came in to play music as well. The festival really feels like one giant East Coast kitchen party, and that's one of the best compliments that I think I can give it, on top of the food and the drink and the hospitality. The next day, it was time to explore the area, so I headed off to Aboiteau Beach and a little drive along the coast. I could have paid $15 and parked all the way right here by the main building, right by the beach. And you know, that's a good deal. But I can also just walk 5 minutes and walk along this nice boardwalk. So I saved $5. Not that big a deal for some people. And I get to have this nice little walk along this beautiful section of like park space. It's actually really amazing. So those are your options. Obviously at some point, if you arrive too late, the parking at parking lot A, which is 15, is going to be full. So I kind of preemptively decided I'm going to park in B because, you know, it'll be easy to get out to. I had those reversed. Parking lot B is the tiny one right by the beach and restaurant. So parking lot A is the bigger, longer walk. Aboiteau Beach has a restaurant and change rooms, showers, and lots of space to relax for a day in the sun. My suggestion would be to plan to arrive between 10 and 11 if you can get there that early, so you get a really good spot and good parking, as it can get very busy in the summer. New Brunswick boasts the warmest saltwater beaches in Canada along the Northumberland Strait, and that's thanks to the shallow waters and warm summers. And this includes the beaches all the way from Kelly's Beach, all the way down to Parley and Aboiteau. Some days can be cool, but it's a beautiful, clean, charming spot to enjoy what New Brunswick has to offer. Just bring some water and sunscreen, maybe an umbrella or beach tent, and check their website for rules about pets. Aside from the wonderful beach, they are also home to Kavik Brewery, a fantastic indie brewer that has great merch, a few snacks, and excellent beer. Everything I tried was delicious. At the restaurant, you can naturally find seafood, and there's also sandwiches, burgers, poutine, and kid options too. Driving east to Cape Jourimain, I headed out for a hike along the coast, and it's right beside the Confederation Bridge to Prince Edward Island. This unique park is the last stop before you drive across the bridge to PI, and it's a nice little rest stop for a few snacks, ice cream, a bathroom break, and local products that you can buy at the shop as well. But the highlight of stopping here is walking the boardwalks and paths, checking out the beach and the lighthouse, and the little museum that looks into the stories that shaped the area. You should plan to spend 2 hours if you really want to check everything out, but you could easily spend 3 or more hours if you want to relax on the beach too. The museum offers a good interpretation of the history, including about the indigenous history and local wildlife and so much more. I learned a lot about the indigenous stories from this region over a number of decades, And I also love how this space preserves all of this greenery and makes it so calming and relaxing. It's a perfect hiking escape if you're anywhere nearby, and it's not a long drive from Shediac or Moncton, so well worth the trip. If you're going to PEI, it's right there. I definitely recommend just getting off the road, one stop early, explore a little bit, relax, enjoy this gorgeous space, and this view from up here is really something. Wow. It's well worth the price of admission just exploring around here. But then I also, of course, had to go on to see the lighthouse. Hiking the trails here will not take a lot of time, so you won't have to spend tons of time if you want to hike, but you should plan for about an hour if you want to do any of these hikes that go out to the lighthouse and back. It's a great walk, very easy, very level, easy to walk surfaces. The only thing I'd say is it can be buggy, so make sure to bring yourself some bug spray. It can make a big difference, especially in the heat. So sunscreen and bug spray, probably that combo is going to help you a lot. It's worth saying that if you don't know a lot about Canada, the temperatures here can get up to 40 degrees Celsius on a hot day, especially with the humidity. So I'd recommend checking the daily forecast to plan ahead. The weather can, of course, be temperamental. Let me tell you, it's a hot one. I think with humidity and everything, it's supposed to be close to 40 degrees today, which is nothing to laugh at. So it's always my same tips. If you want to do something, try and get up earlier and do it then. Take the midday off and then get back out around 5 or 6 o'clock as it's starting to usually subdue. That's, to me, the best plan, because on top of that, like when I was leaving the last beach, it was madness getting in. So if you arrived anywhere around noon, there was a good 15-minute wait to get in. Whereas when I got there at 10, it was just drive right in. So, you know, timing is important. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes it's just the way things work out and you'd rather get there and do it anyway. But I would definitely recommend, you know, start early or go later and take the midday to do something cool and relaxing maybe and save you energy. Have a nap. And I made it. Well, I made it halfway because then I've got to walk back, but you know. Say I'm a bit of a lighthouse geek maybe. Maybe not a geek. I like getting to lighthouses, so this is kind of cool. I won't complain about the walk here even in the midday heat. Also still a cool view of the bridge, which is fascinating. Inside the lighthouse, you'll see a bit of the history. You can see how it was built, and you can also climb up to the second floor for a bit of a better view out the little windows. Okay, I really like the view from right when you get out of your car. There's a few spots there along the beach that are very cool, but I really think this might be the best view because you're at such a neat angle of the bridge that you're actually more on the side than, say, you know, right dead on. Oh, interesting. This is the remains of the original lighthouse by the looks of it. It says no climbing. I won't climb, but check out this view. Also, check out that view. If you're curious, the museum also has the original beacon light, which is kind of cool. So that's it for my New Brunswick adventure. I've had 2 amazing weeks here. 1 week kind of vacationing, as it were, and then this last week spending time exploring New Brunswick in a way that I've never really explored before. And there were some huge highlights. Quack was fantastic. I'm definitely looking forward to coming back and getting even more time there because I think the amount of time I had was way too short. But you can say that of almost every vacation. You always need a little more time. I had a great time exploring Aboiteau a little on my way back here to Shediac. Shediac has been great. Fredericton was amazing. Again, I've probably said this elsewhere in the video, but Fredericton really continues to impress me. I think all of New Brunswick does because so much of it has matured in great ways since I remember being here as a kid. And you know, that's the great thing about traveling is even places you know at one point they change, and the things that have changed in New Brunswick are amazing. There's so much life and culture and art and food and, you know, spirits, everything else. So I really had a great time here. Thank you to Destination New Brunswick. Thank you to Tourism Fredericton. There were lots of people. Thank you to the festival, of course, the Shediac Lobster Festival. I really enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to know. Let me know if you're going to come here, if you're planning to come to the Lobster Fest at some point. Thank you so much for watching. Consider a like, subscribing, that helps me a lot.